What is going down, my YouTube family? The day is upon us. Season of Feathers is coming into the game, and with that we get to unlock that lovely lady right over there, Roxy. And this is her new video. We are going to break it down. We're going to quickly look at the Season of Feathers on the test server to look at the rewards that you will receive. Now keep in mind, everything in this video is subject to change because at the time I'm shooting this, it is not live yet. We got to keep that in mind. But I got some big news, and it's coming up right now. As you can see, right above me in the corner there, Battlegrounds beta is now live with the new artifact system. So, announcing it now, Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live event. We will go into it. We will learn it together. We will play around with it. I am allowed to show you everything. I've already asked Admiral Dragon. I just have to tell you that things will be subject to change. So, put it on your calendar. Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's jump into Battlegrounds, the beta. See what's changed. See if we like it. Give our feedback to the devs. So, with that out of the way, we are going to jump into Roxy for noobs, and we're going to break it down a little bit differently. I had a different little take on this. I'm actually reshooting it. And you all have to let me know what you think. And if you're just finding me for the first time, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. Join the XMG family. All of my family members out there, you know, I love you. And I can't do this journey without you. The new webcam is in. So that is what I have working right now. It is much clearer. You can kind of see the stuff behind me a little bit clearer. The lights came in, just waiting on the portable green screen with the stand, and then we are good to go. And all of that is thanks to my patron members helping me out, allowing me to get the stuff to make videos for you all look better. I mean, just better quality stuff, and it's all thanks to them. I couldn't do it without them. So without further ado, let's jump into Roxy for noobs. Okay, I shrunk myself down here, and this is just the Season of Feathers, the battle pass, so we can take a look and see what we get. So remember though, once again, things are subject to change in this video. So quickly looking through, we have our pages boots, which we always seem to get. We are looking at critical damage runes. Typical 250 mark is where we get Roxy. Draw coins mixed in, more critical damage runes. We have some tenacity runes down in the bottom for the premium. What is that? A golden falcon, cloak of shed, or cloak of chaotic sorcery, dragon robes, right? Yep, dragon robe is a pretty good piece. Demonic mockery, that is big for a free-to-play player. You need a lot of those. Another 25 of demonic mockery down there. Martyr, yep, got some martyrs in there. Bayi's life essence, that's big. Another Bayi's life essence. Then we have keystones, which are very much needed by a lot of players. We have a free outcast shackle and a curse to madness at the end with 25 more shards. So it is, you know, very much what they normally do for the free-to-play players. You will unlock Roxy, you will get 750 draw coins, you will get a full outcast shackle, half of a keystone, half of a Bay Life's essence, half of a demonic mockery, and a full critical damage rune set. And then on top of that, the premium players will get an additional 100 shards, an additional 1,206. Man, I can't talk. 2,650 draw coins. Round of applause. I learned how to talk today. Definitely, if you're going to spend money in the game, these season passes are the things to spend money on. And I don't know if it's going to stay the same, but hopefully it will. So we have Roxy. Roxy is a pride healer. And those are her only two tags. And she brings a brand new mechanic to the game with her feather effect. And she is a very complex, can be used in a lot of different ways, in a cool character. So we're going to jump into her stats. So this is something new, and this is kind of how I'm going to break it down. Instead of just looking over her stat sheet, I made quick cards. And after the video goes live, I will post the quick cards so you guys can go in and reference them, and hopefully it'll help you out. So Roxy comes in at 137 speed. That is 32nd overall in the game. So she is middle of the pack there in speed. Nothing really to write home about, but definitely not terrible. Health is abysmal at 39th overall in the game at 20,079. Her shield, pretty good. 21st in the game, 25,945. Health and shield combination brings her at the 26th overall in the game, so just above middle of the road at 46,024. Magic damage is extremely good with this character, coming in at the 11th best in the game with 3,033. Physical armor, 20th overall in the game with 32.61. Magic armor, 25th overall at 32.97. Critical chance, 37th overall in the game at 21.73. And normally I don't worry about critical chance too much when it comes to a healer, but with her, you kind of want it. And I'll go over that in a little bit. Potency is abysmal, again, very bad. 35th, tied for 35th in the game at 26th, and tenacity is horrendous, tied at 41st in the game with 27. So does any of this really make a difference in her movement? Here are my takeaways from just looking at her stats at a brief glance. Plus, huge magic damage, and that is absolutely fantastic for a healer, so that is a major plus for me. Her health and shield combination for a healer, very good. She has very good health and shield combination. Her speed is a plus and a minus as it's middle of the road. Armor isn't the best in the game, and people are going to target her first if they can, and she can kind of get shredded. Critical chance is really low, and potency tenacity is just terrible. But we're going to see if any of those stats get compensated for by looking over her move kit. And here we go. First ability, Sun Charge, deals 200% of magic damage to an enemy, deals an additional 14% of magic damage for each stack of feather on Roxy, removes 1 stack of feather from Roxy. So you use this ability and you're dealing 200% magic damage. And then you get 14% more magic damage per stack of feathers. You can get up to 17, 18 stacks. So she can do some really good damage on her basic. But it depends on who gets those stack of feathers. Now, you're always going to put one on her, but you're always going to be taking one away. So it's a plus and a minus. And it is an interesting mechanic in how you want to play her. Ability 2, Sparks of Life, heals all allies for 400% of Roxy's magic damage, an additional 20% of magic damage for each stack of feather on Roxy. Equally distributes all stack of feathers among allies and Roxy. So you're going to use this ability. You're going to put out some massive healing if you have the stacks of feathers. Then she's going to equally distribute all of the feathers to her allies, and that's going to play into her passive ability, which we're going to get to, because you might ask, well, why is everybody else getting feathers, and what does that do? And we're going to get there. Shroud of Feathers is her third ability. Targeted ally gains 5 stacks of feathers for 2 turns. If Kagi is an ally, gain an additional 5 stacks. If Boris is an ally, you gain an additional 5 stacks. So 15 stacks if you're running her with those 2. And each stack of feather reduces incoming damage by 5%. So you have some choice here. You could put it on herself, increasing her healing ability, reducing her damage, increasing her basic damage. You can put it on your tank. You run her with Salvador, and you put this on Salvador, and he has Steel Shell up. He literally takes like 500 damage per hit on a crit. It's insane. You could put it on Kagi, who's a glass cannon. You could put it on Boris, who's a glass cannon, and reduce their damage. And then this plays into another decision you have to make with this character with her passive ability. And her passive ability here is Guardian of Nature. At the end of the turn, Roxy gains 1 stack of feather for 2 turns. Allies with at least 1 stack of feather gain a random buff. That is why her healing distributes this whole thing. And then at the end of her turn, they get a buff. Kagi and Boris gain 2 random buffs. And those buffs included damage increase, haste, potency increase, critical chance increase, crit damage increase, counterattack, accuracy, and these buffs last for 2 turns. Very good. And as I said before, when I kind of initially broke down her kit, I was curious if taunt was in there. And it wasn't, thank God, because that would have just made her terrible. So bravo to the devs on that. But as you can see, why this matters is because you're torn between who do you put the stacks on. Do you put it on her to increase her healing? If your team's low, you put it on her. And it increases that healing that much more. If you have a taunter up, you could put it on your taunter, decreasing the damage they take. You can put it on Kagi or Boris to decrease the damage they take if you don't have a taunt up. So it is interesting how this is used, because that Shroud of Feathers, you use that your first move. Who are you going to put it on? You don't put it on yourself, because you don't need to heal right away. You could put it on Kagi. You could put it on your tank. If you have Salvador, he's already got his taunt up right away, so they're going to be going after him. So it brings it brings a lot of thinking with it, and she's an interesting character for that reason. So here's my move kit takeaway for Roxy. And what it does is her damage stacks. And what I mean by that is the more feathers she has, the more damage she does. The more damage she does, the more healing she has. So it stacks dependent on her feathers. Boris, and Kagi are a must to run with her. You want those additional 5 stacks per every time she uses that shroud to put those feathers on. You want those additional 5 stacks. It's only going to increase everything or decrease the damage. So you definitely want that there. She does have the damage reduction. And I have speed on here twice because speed, and then I put, of course, speed. You want speed on a lot of characters. And she reminds me of a healer and a support kind of rolled into one. She's a buffer. She's giving those buffs out. So the faster she goes, the faster she can heal, the faster she can get that feather on, and the faster she's going to give those buffs to the allies on your party. So you really, really want that to happen. So you want her to go as fast as you possibly can. And you got to think, if she is the first one to go in your team, you can put that on your tank right away. You could put that on Kagi right away if you're running without a tank. So you have a lot of options with her, and you really need to think about what you're going to do. She does not play very well on auto. Defensively, she scares me, and we'll kind of get into that. But offensively, she can do a lot of crazy stuff. So we're going to talk about runes. We've seen her move kit. We've seen the pluses and minuses from her move kit. We've seen the pluses and the minuses from her stats. So this is how we're going to rune her, in my mind. In the best way I've found. I've tried damage. I tried it all. We had a long time to play test this character, and I'm grateful for that because she is very complex. And the best way I found is either you go speed for 4 of them, right? And then you can either go health, because she does have a lower health pool. Her shield is what really brings up that health and shield combination. So you can put that extra health on there, or you can do critical chance. And I normally don't recommend a critical chance for a healer, but because of how much extra damage she can do with all the feathers on her, if she crits, she does pretty good damage. I got her critting almost 10k for a healer. That's big. And then her healing, she can crit on her heals as well. And when she does that, she's healing for a lot. So that is always an option. So when you look at her runes, personally, I prefer to run her with the speed and the critical chance set. And that's how I'm going to rune her. This is what I'm going to be looking for. In that northern rune, obviously we need damage. So we'll have damage. Northeast, you want speed, of course. Southeast, you can only have armor. The southern rune, I'm going to put critical chance there. Now, you could put a damage if you wanted to even pump up the damage more. But I found the best way to do it is put a critical chance. The southwestern rune there, it has the health and the shield primary. Really, you're looking for the best secondary stats. Either way, it's going to benefit her. If I could choose, the best of secondary stats and either have health or shield and have the same secondaries, I would choose health, but we don't get that option. And then in the northwestern rune, that's where I'm going to put in my damage. We don't need potency with her. We don't need tenacity. You could put health there if you wanted, and that's a solid choice. But giving her that extra damage just really helps out. And when it comes to rune secondaries, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at speed, first and foremost. Damage second. Critical chance, health and shield, and then if it's there, armor. That's how I prioritize her runes. So looking at her secondary stats, I prioritize 1, speed. You always want speed on her. 2, damage. Make the damage she does, plus her heals, that much stronger. Critical chance, 3rd. Health and shield, 4th. And then armor, 5th. So I'm going to rune her. I will be right back, and we will look at her stats. Now remember, I am going to start using 3 blue dot runes for the Noob series because they are very accessible now in the game. And you can still kind of see, I'm not going overboard and using 4 dot purples where stats are just crazy. I'm going to just be using the 3 dot blues. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back here and we have a full rune amulet. I went with critical chance and speed. So let's take a look at the stats here. Brought up her magic damage 295 to 3380 or 28. Brought up her critical chance just under 20% to 4133. Really happy there. Health we brought up 1665 to 21744. Brought up her physical armor and magic armor by 1.6%. Her shield we brought up 862 to 26807. So we are sitting right around 48,000 health and shield combined. 49,000, pretty good there. Speed, 200 speed, 63. And we don't need potency, tenacity. A couple of them hit, and I will go over the runes right now. Damage, speed, shield, health, and damage. Obviously speed, health, damage, shield, and damage. Armor, speed, damage, tenacity we didn't need, but the 7 speed was huge. Wish that was damage in there. Another damage or health or critical chance. And then critical chance, damage, speed, health. Potency hit twice. Wish that speed hit twice, but it is what it is. Health, speed, critical chance, and shield. And then damage, critical chance, health, potency again, and some armor. Wish that was speed, but I rerolled like 5 or 6 times, but it didn't work out that well. So you could see what we did here, and I'm very, very happy with what we did, and I think it is going to work out perfectly. Now you're going to see some fights with her afterwards, and it is going to be her in the best team, I feel, for her in the other lead pride team, and then her in some plug and play viability to see how it goes. So family, here's my overall takeaways from Roxy. She has plug and play viability 100%. She can be a good healer because she gives the buffs, doesn't matter to who. She is going to decrease damage, and she's got a massive heal and does pretty good damage on her basic. So she is a plug and play healer. She has tough choices to make though, and we went over those. Who do we give the feathers to? How are we ruining her? How are we playing her? She's not that very good for defense. So those are the tough choices. Hera by far is the best lead for her. The Hera-Salvador combination with Kagi and Boris by her side is where she thrives. She does not work very well with Renara. She does not work very well under a Reval lead, and you'll see that. And she is a great character. She is well built, complex, makes you think, theory crafting dream. She makes a pride team easier to create. by using Hera, Salvador, Boris, Kagi, and her. But she doesn't fix the pride. Because, yes, it makes more of a defined pride team, but it does not answer the question for the pride. You're still leaving out some really good pride characters. She doesn't fix them. She's not going to make them meta. But she's super, super cool. So my YouTube family, there is the brand new Noob series, and I hope that helped. What I was trying to go for is, you guys are just staring at me, kind of the character, and I want to give you something to look at, and it might be easier to follow. Again, once this video is live, these will be posted in my Discord, links in the description down below. So leave me your comments on what you think about that, please, so I can make videos that everybody wants to see and can follow. So with that, if you're just finding me for the first time, click that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss out on good stuff coming your way. And for all my family members out there, don't forget, anybody who wants to come and check out the new Battleground system and tinker around with it, 9 p.m. this Sunday, let's do it together. I'm not even going to jump into it until we do it together. We're going to learn it and see it together. So, up next are the battles. Have fun with Roxy. She is awesome and has a lot of potential. The only other character I've felt this strongly about coming out of this pack that I thought could be a game changer is Kiri. As far as I rank her in my tier list, she is not a legendary. She is a very high tier rare, for the simple fact of that if she made Pride amazing and meta, she'd be legendary. But she doesn't do that. She's a really good character, a lot of plug and play viability. So that's what I got for y'all. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.